And then I would pick kids in the class. You're the leader. You're the warm-up instructor. You're going to jog slow and everyone's going to follow you. You're not allowed to pass Johnny Sims here. You can't pass him. Coach Greg, and today I'm going to explain how to properly warm up for that hard training session. And I don't mean the cardio warm up. That's easy. Anyone can do that. Go and do warm up cardio for 10 minutes. Whatever, simple. How do you warm up with the weights? So if you're starting with your bench press or your squats, deadlift, bicep curl, whatever. How do you properly warm up for this? The reason I'm bringing this up is because I've had a number of clients, even my own, who have no idea what a warm-up should look like. In general, people are treating warm-up sets as working sets. A warm-up set is to prepare you for the actual sets that you're going to do. I don't even count warm-up sets as sets. So a lot of people are like, well, how many sets should you do in a workout for a body part? Well, I'd say like 5 to 10 hard sets in a workout twice a week. That's the most that you could handle. People are writing me and calling me and they're doing 30 plus hard sets in a week for a body part and they're natural. I'm like, are you crazy? It's too much. It's more than I could do. Okay. And I'm going to be pro. Okay. So what should you actually do? And before I get into that, I'm a kinesiologist, master's degree. I can actually explain this. I'm not a doctor. This has nothing to do with doctors. Just make sure you have medical clearance to train from your doctor before, because you never know, you don't want to get a heart attack or something. Okay, so this is what you do. You've warmed up and you go in the gym and you're ready to train. Do you need to stretch? No, you actually don't need to stretch before you train. If you were to go into the science, we don't need it all. I'll just describe it for you. Science shows that if you, in fact, stretch a lot before you work out, it can in fact impede strength, as in diminish it, as in lower it, as in less power and strength. So you would not see me go in the gym, doing my 10-minute walk or my bicycle ride for 15 minutes or whatever, and then stand like this and be like, okay, yep, and do the whole stretching. You don't see that. I don't do it. The best time to stretch, so you know, is after your muscles are warm, after you work out. A lot of client consults are, they call me up and they've pulled a hamstring, they've torn their Achilles, they've injured an ankle, whatever. They've overdone a workout and they've injured themselves and nobody seems to stretch. There's hardly anyone that stretches. When you're a kid, everyone's flexible. I used to teach elementary school. The grade primary, they can touch their toes with their elbows. They're like going nuts. And then you get older and all of a sudden you can't even tie your shoes. And it's not because they're obese. They just can't tie their shoes. They can't bend it over. So if you have no flexibility, I can put my hands on the floor. I'm flexible. I don't look it, but I am, okay? So flexibility is important. Do that after your workout. So let's take the bench press for the example. Okay, so what do? So just so that I can explain how bad it could be, this is the worst case scenario. I had a client call and I'm like, dude, I'm going to do a video on this. It's not a client, it was a consult. So I don't actually coach him. So I said, well, how do you do it? He's like, I watch all your videos. It's awesome. You're a good coach and I'm going to do what you do. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's examine your training. And he's training his entire body twice a week, 3 days split. He's doing awesome. 6 days a week. He's like, yeah, and I'm training harder. He's like, I'm having a hard time training harder than last time though, because this is what I do. And every single set he does was to failure drop sets. Every set. I'm like, okay, well, at least explain to me how you do your warm up. Okay. So I put 160 pounds on the bar and I do 6 reps and then I strip weights off and then I do 6 more and then I strip weights off and get 6 more because I'm making sure that my time under tension, the TUT, is over 40 seconds. I'm like, yeah, but before that, your warm up, like the bar for 20 or like 95 pounds for 15. What do you mean? My warm up was like the first set I did to failure. Do not train without warming up the muscle first. Do not walk in and, I mean, at least you did a warm-up cardio, for example. But even if you did, your chest is not ready to bench press to failure. So that would be like me when I was at my strongest, say, and I was doing 4 plates for 15 reps, and I do the treadmill, and then I walk in and I put 4 plates on, and I try to get 15 reps. That is a horrible idea. Do not ever do that. Warm up. I warm up extra because I didn't want to pec tear. I would warm up with a plate, like 135, okay? And I would do like 20, 30 reps. Very cautious, and I do a lot of warm-up sets to be extra safe, okay? Like 4 or 5 before I go for my hard set. You don't have to do that. That's more for advanced. You're really going heavy. The average person, you just start in. You need 2 or 3 warm-up sets before you go hard, okay? So let's pick 2 warm-up sets. So you're going to be bench pressing 200 pounds for 10 to 12 reps on your hard set, okay? Could be a squat, could be a deadlift. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
So I would just pick at random, say 50% of the weight you're going to use to be simple math. Simple math. So if you're going to use 200 pounds, 50% math lesson, half of 200 is 100. You put 100 pounds on, okay? And you do a lot of reps with it. How much is a lot? Like 15 to 20, okay, with 100 pounds. That is not going to be hard.
But what RP is that? What is this? How reps from failure? I'm scientific. I need to know.
It's a negative RPE. Think of it this way. You should be able to do at least double the reps that you did on your warm-up set. So if you did a set of 20 on the bench press, it should have felt like you could have got 40. If you did 15 reps on your first set, it should feel like you could get 30. So whatever weight you're picking, it should be easy. I literally have lots, as in dozens of people that don't know what easy means. I don't know where the school systems failed us because I used to be a school teacher and I taught people and they knew what easy was. When I was a phys ed teacher and I'd say, jog a couple laps, easy pace, and then they started sprinting, tweet, the whistle blew. I said to go easy. That is a sprint. It's not a race. We'll race after the warm-ups. We did lots of racing in my class. It was fun times. So they would go easy. And if they didn't get it, I would lead the group. Nobody's allowed to pass me. I'm the leader. And I would do it. And then I would pick kids in the class. You're the leader. You're the warm-up instructor. You're going to jog slow and everyone's going to follow you. You're not allowed to pass Johnny Sims here. You can't pass him. Okay? Can't. He's in charge. They loved it. They were in charge and they got to be the leader and it was cool. I picked different leaders all the time. Anyway, back to this. So you pick a lightweight and you did your first set. And it's easy, okay? You know what easy is. It's not moderate. It's not hard. Simple. Then you rest a bit. How long? 12 seconds. No. You need to rest enough so that you don't feel what you just did. Like it shouldn't be like you're pre-fatigue. So if you put 100 pounds on and you do 20 reps and then you stop and then 1 second later you add more weight and you do it again, that's a drop set or a superset or an advanced training set. You need a break between because if not, the training stimulus that just occurred is being added to the next one and it's becoming this long time under tension set. Okay? Hopefully that made sense. So in the second set, I'd say use about 75%, which is 3/4. And if you know what 3/4 is, it's this money and you put it in a machine. It's like a circle. They're quarters. 3 of them. 3/4. Okay? It's 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. Okay? 75%. So if it's 200 pounds, 3/4 of that is 150. It's 50% more than 100. So 150 pounds. How many reps should we do on this set? Less than the first set. Well, how many is that? Less than, as in least amount compared to that one. So if you did 20 on the first set, you could do less. 19, that's less. I would recommend 12 to 15 reps, but it depends on your goals. If you're a high rep trainer, you might have done 40 reps on your first set, and then maybe you did 30 on your next set, and then your hard set was 20 reps at the end. Depends. 15 to 20 on the first set, 12 to 15 on the second set. Still quite a bit of reps because you're warming up. It's still easy. How easy is it though? I don't understand what easy is. It's harder than the first set because it's more weight. It's harder, but it's still easy.
RP, what there, coach? You don't understand because we're too scientific.
Okay, an RP of like, say, a zero, as in you could do 10 more reps. I have a lot of clients who have been writing me and they're doing the warm-up sets really hard, like within 5 reps of failure or 3 reps of failure or 2. And some are doing the warm-up sets all out. So they're walking in and doing, say, a set of 20 hard and then 15 hard. And I'm like, how do you go up in weight? Because if I did a hard set of 20 and I added weight and then it said to do 15, I wouldn't physically be able to do it. If I did 20 reps on my first set and only rested a minute and then did the same weight, I'd probably struggle to get to 15. Okay, so that's just, you need to go easy. Okay, so the first set, super easy. Let's call it super easy. The second set is easy because it's like 10 reps from failure. At the absolute most, 5 reps from failure. Absolute most, okay? That set is a warm-up set. It should be preparing you for the hard set. If it's 3 reps of failure, oh, but it was pretty easy. It was 3 reps of failure. 3 reps of failure is actually in that zone that's actually building muscle. It's like a working set. We don't want a working set, okay? So it's easy. RP, like 0 to 5. So you got 5 reps in the tank, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reps in the tank. I like to warm up and have quite a bit of reps in the tank, okay? And your rest time is gradually getting longer. So after the first set, you don't really need to rest long. It was so easy. You might have rested 30 seconds or a minute. The next set, it's a bit harder. You might need to rest a whole minute, maybe a minute and a half. You're resting a bit longer, enough to feel good. And if you happen to do a really hard warm-up set, well, you probably need to rest a little bit longer. Okay. Then the last set, the number you pick, 200 pounds, rep range, say it's 8 to 12, whatever your goals are. Maybe it's time under tension strength. Maybe it's a 1 rep max. But if it's a 1 rep max, you're going to do way more warm-up sets. But if you're doing high reps, you don't need to warm up as much. There's not as much injury risk if you're doing sets, time under tension, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, 50, 60 seconds, than if you're doing 1 rep hard. If you do 1 rep hard, you should warm up like 5 sets. But if you're doing hypertrophy training for growth of the muscle, you don't need to do as many warm-ups because the body's not going to get hurt. The chance of injury is much lower. So smart individual, if you just want to look good, you know, you want the pump look, the big muscles, and you don't care about strength, and you can leave your ego at the door, you can go down slow on the bench. Pause the weight for a second. Press it up under control. You don't need to bounce and swing and arch and do all the fancy stuff to lift the most weight. You're just trying to work that chest muscle, okay? So that's what I recommend right there. Okay, next point. After the first set of chest, so whenever you walk into the gym, the first set, you probably want 3 warm-up sets just to be safe, like really safe. You can get away with 2 if you're not training really hard. If you're new to the gym, and you're not training to failure, like I'm trained to failure. I need to warm up really good. Like I'm probably gonna warm up 3 sets on my first exercise of the day to make sure I'm not gonna get injured on my set of 12, say. But if you're not training hard and your last set is only, you're holding back 2, 3 reps in the tank, so you know, you're going a little bit, but not pushing too hard, you know, you're holding back some, 2 sets is fine. But if you're going all out there, maybe 3 sets to be careful, okay? On the next exercise, so say you did squats. You did 3 warm-up sets of squats, and then you did 2 pretty hard sets of squats after that. Maybe you went all out on 2 sets of squats. Then next exercise up, the coach designed, he has you doing leg press. You don't need to warm up the entire time as much as on the squats because your legs are now already warmed up. They're already set. It's the same muscle that's working kind of mostly, okay? So the first set, you don't have to go so easy and go at half the weight you're gonna use. You might go 3/4 of the weight you're gonna use and you'd hold back. You maybe do a set of 15 to 20, but you have maybe 5 reps, 10 reps in the tank on this. It's pretty easy. It's not a joke like you walked in and the first set was super easy. It's a little easy. You're getting used to it. It's a new motion. You're trying to get the brain involved. Okay, mind muscle. It's leg press here. I want to do this. Ease into it. You don't need 3 sets to warm up for this again. You can, of course, do this. Don't need to. Depends on your training style. My style works. Other styles also work. If you want to do several warm-up sets and go into it and work on volume, that's fine. I'm talking about mostly for like just hard training, not a million things, not crazy volume, okay? So you do 1 warm-up set, maybe 2, maybe, and then you can go pretty hard right away. And you're already into that training zone, okay? So that's the difference between walking in the gym You do 2 or 3 warm-up sets, 15 to 20, 12, 15, then you do your set, 8 to 12. And if you're going heavier, like 5, I'd suggest you do another warm-up set. Then you're doing the next muscle, the same muscle on another exercise. You don't need as much warm-up. The weight doesn't have to be as light. It can be a bit heavier, and you're not gonna like risk as much injury, okay? One more example, say you're doing bicep curls with the barbell. You did 4 or 5 sets. You did 2 hard sets there. You're done with that. Next up is the preacher curls. You got your arms in there. You could do 1 warm-up set, maybe 2. You don't need to warm up a lot again. The bicep is already warmed up from curls. Like, look, this motion like this, it's very similar to this motion like this. See this motion like this? Very similar to this motion like this. One's with a barbell and one is kind of with a direct path of the machine that's guiding you along the way. But they're very similar. They're not the same, but they're similar, not the same. So then the next set happens and the same thing occurs again. You just need to do like 1 set, get the brain into it, then you can go hard again. And in total, 5 to 10 of these hard sets in all. If you did 2 hard sets of squats, you did 2 hard sets of leg press. If you do 2 hard sets of leg extension, you're already at 6. You could be done at this point. Depends how hard you train, depends your experience level. More advanced, could do more. You might be wanting to get 10 sets in there. You might do 5 exercises with 2 hard sets on each. Or you might just do 2 exercises with 5 hard sets of each. It's up to you to decide what you want to do, okay? Subscribe and click on to the bell button because I do various videos. I go from training to nutrition to if you're natural or advanced or if you're a moron or not. I do all kinds of cool stuff, okay? So subscribe, click on the bell button. Do it now. I cover various topics, training, nutrition, how to do this, how to not do that, why you should be smart, why you shouldn't, all kinds of cool stuff. Subscribe, click the bell button. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Follow me on Instagram. Blooping up a training video over here and a nutrition video over here. They are both top 10 type of stuff because it's so easy to just follow along. Watch these videos. Subscribe, click the bell button, GregDoucette.com. Coaching, Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro, Instagram. Until next time, I am out.